Okay. Are you hearing any voice like meeting started recording, etc., something like that?
No, no, we didn't hear.
Okay. I didn't hear, so I am doing multiple times. Anyway, let's come back to our topic. The last class, we have gone through the operators with the list, not the complete operators, at least few operators with the list. So we have seen the arithmetic operators. While coming to the arithmetic operators, only plus and into will support, and plus acts as a concatenation of the lists. So we have seen that I have taken in case of A 10 comma 20 comma 30. In case of B, I have taken 15 comma 20 comma 45. So I have done A plus B. So total values has been appended to the as a single one, A values and B values. As I have given A, first I got the A value. As I have given the B as a second one, next I got the B values. Total completely I got a single list. So the outcome of any operator is always a new data type. The outcome of any operator is always a new data type. Okay. Next we have seen the into. So for into, we need at least one operand to be the integer. So for that we have seen one example like how do you get the result like 2 into 3. Similarly, I have given the a into 2, which will act like a plus a. The same a values has been repeated twice. The same a value has been repeated twice. Next, we have seen the relational operators. In case of relational operators, we have seen different scenarios. So it will compare element by element basis or index by index basis. First, it will compare the values at index 1. If it is not able to decide anything, then it will compare values at first it will compare values at index 0. If it was not able to decide anything, it will compare values at index 1 and then index 2, etc. In the first scenario, first example, we took A is equal to 10 comma 20 comma 30 and B equal to 10 comma 30 comma 20. In this scenario, at index 0, both values are 10. It was not able to decide anything. At index 1, the values are 20 and 30. So 20 greater than 30, which is a false. While coming to the second example, at index 1, at index 2, I haven't changed any value, but at index 0, the values are 10 and 20. So at index 0, the values are not same. So it will compare at index 0 itself, that is 10 greater than 8, which is a true. So next, we have seen one more scenario like 10 comma 20 and 10. So the values at index 0 are same. While coming to values at index 1, A has the value and B doesn't have any value. So based on the length, in that case scenario, it has given the outcome as a true. It has given the outcome as a true. Even if the lengths are not equal, first it will do the line index by element index comparison only. First, it will compare the values at index 0. The values at index 0 are 10, 8, 10 greater than 8, which is a true. In the previous scenario, the values at index 0 are same. As the values are the same up to the possible length, that is the reason it has compared the length. So, next operators are logical operators. Before going for the logical operators, so we have already concluded previously that when using the logical operators, it will dynamically convert the data type into the boolean. It will dynamically convert the data type into the boolean in case of integers. We have seen 3 and 5. 3 in terms of boolean, 5 in terms of boolean. Similarly, first we will look at the list in terms of boolean. First I will give bool of empty list, which is a false. Next I will give bool of list of none, which is a true. Bool of list of 10 comma Python, which is a true. So what does it indicate? A list, a list with at least, that is minimum, with at least one element, with at least one element inside it will convert as a list with at least one element inside it will convert as true, and empty list will convert as false. A list with at least one element inside it will convert as true, and empty list will convert as a false. Now we will go ahead with logical operators. So in case of logical operators, and, or, not, these are the various logical operators. First we will look at the not, which will be the good for us understanding initially. So I will give not empty list. What is empty list means? An empty list means it is a boolean. Empty list is a false. So I am saying not false, where output will be the true. Similarly, I will have some element inside the list. Let's say it is a Python. So in that case, it is a false, because if I had at least one element inside the list, that is a true, and not true is a false. Python dynamically converts this one into the boolean and perform the operation. Clear, everyone? Any doubts still here? Okay, silence is the acceptance. Now we will look at the AND operator. Now we will look at the AND operator. Empty list and list of hello. What will be the output? Any assumption? James?
False. False.
Okay, false. In case of AND or, it may not return the false, it may return the valid value. So it returns the empty list, which is indicating it as a false, which is indicating it as a false. If I use the OR, if I use the OR, the outcome will be the hello, because the outcome should be the true. If I get this as the output, it will be the false. If I get this as the output, it will be the true. Empty list versus hello, it will be the hello. Now I will give Python and hello. If I get any output here, if I get any output here, that is a true only. So this is while first operand value is true, the second operand value is true. So I can get anything in the output. I can get anything in the output. Okay. Next one is membership operators. Any doubt still here?
No, no.
Okay. Next, I will proceed with membership operators. In, comma, not in are the membership operators. Are in and not in are membership operators. These are used to check whether a particular value exists in sequence or not. These operators are valid for these operators are valid for so I indirectly I will say yeah are valid for sequences and iterable objects only. Sequences and iterable objects only. Okay. We will see a small example. I will take a list a is equal to 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma Python comma 50.8 comma. Now I will say Python in A. Does Python exist in A? Yes. So it will return me the true. Similarly, if I say not in it is the vice versa of the in. So if the value exits in A, it will return me the true. If the value not exits in A, then not in will return me the true. So now present value exits, Python exits in A, so the output is a false as it exists. If it is not exits, the output will be the true. Now I will say 10 in list of 10 comma 20 comma 30. The output is a true. 40 in list of 10 comma 20 comma 30. The output is a false. The output is a false. Any doubts still here?
No, no, sir.
Yeah, okay. So the next one is identity operators. Identity operators. Okay. Identity is comma is not, or identity operators. Identity operators. These are used to compare the values based on their addresses. So I am giving A is equal to some list of 10 comma 20 comma 30, and B equal to I will take only one value for easiness. B is equal to 10 comma 20 comma 30. Sorry, I said only one, right? A is equal to 10 list of 10. B is equal to list of 10. Now I will find the addresses of this using the ID of A, similarly ID of B. You can see that ID of A and ID of B are different. ID of A and ID of B are different. Now I will say C is equal to 5, B equal to 5, which are integers. Now I will say print ID of C, print ID of C, and ID of D, print ID of C and ID of D. Now here in this scenario you can see that both IDs are same. Both IDs are same. So now I will say A is B. A is B, which will return me the false. But if I give A equal to B, double equals to is a relational operator. Double equals to is a relational operator. So if I give A equal to B, the output is a true. The output is a true. Now in this scenario, why the first one is false is even though values are same, A is B, A contains 10, B contains 10, but their addresses are different. So that is the A is B is a false. A is B is a false. In case of second one, double equals to, it compares the content. So A contains the value 10, B contains the value 10. So it is a true. So it is a. Now we will see for C and D. C is D, which is a true, which is a, because for C and D both addresses are equal. For C and D both addresses are equal. Now I will say C is not D, which is the vice versa of is. So that is the false. The false. Clear, everyone? Any doubts in here?
No. So Naga, like to which scenario this will be useful? Like this identity or
Generally, mostly we won't
operators.
use.
Any example stuff?
99% we won't use, but rare scenarios, like especially sometimes we will use with the integers none. So I will give A is equal to none. So none means it's not, it means no value. It's not any data type, and it is a, at least it is not empty. So if I say empty, it at least contains. So when I say glass is empty, it indicates that glass contains at least some air. But when I say none, it is even not like that. It is like complete vacuum. It contains nothing. So I will use for if A is none. If A is none, print hello. Some conditional statements sometimes we may use like this, but it is not mandatory to use like this. You can use the relational operator double equals to also. So there is no any scenario like where we particularly restrict on the identity operator. Sometimes we may use it, but in that scenario, there is also a possibility that we can use the relational operators, that is double equals to. In my experience, throughout my experience, I have used only for these purposes. Whether A is none, if A is 5, etc., something like that.
Okay. Maybe in PNS we used to get this files right if it has some invalid characters. Can we use in such scenarios?
Which one?
Or for exchanges we'll be getting the files right.
Okay.
So suppose if you take some Europe exchange, if we get some value with na, so
Null.
for a particular maybe.
Yeah. At that place, we can use both is or double equals. Both are valid. But
Okay.
if you are having the confusion, always prefer for the double equals to, not for the is.
Okay, got it. So it's better to go with double equal to, not with this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Next, with this, we have completed the list. Any questions on the list till now? Okay. If not, I will start with the next one, which is nothing but the tuples. Few people will pronounce as a tuple and few people will pronounce as a tuple. Both are valid only. So what is a tuple? A tuple is also a tuple is also a sequence just like a list, but it uses it uses immutable memory. It uses mutable memory. So first we will proceed with what is mutable memory and what is immutable memory, and then we will go for the tuple, because for comparing the list and tuple, that point is going to be the main one. That point is going to be the main. So let me open the paint. Let's say I am having memory locations like this. So my memory locations are 0, 001, 010, 011, 122. Now I am saying A is equal to 5. A equal to 5. So somewhere 5 will be stored in the memory and A will refer to that. A will refer to that. Now again I will say B equal to 5. B equal to 5. At some other location, 5 will be stored and B will refer to that location. Now A and B both holds the same values, but they are referring to different memory locations. They are referring to different memory locations. In this scenario, I will go ahead and say next A is equal to 10. A is equal to 10. So it will remove the existing 5 in the memory location and it will get updated with the 10. It will get updated with the 10. That means the value, the reference location, the memory reference location is not getting changed when I try to update the value, but the content in the memory location is getting updated. The content in the memory location is getting updated. Like this, if I had 100 values with the same 100 variables with the same values, then it requires 100 memory locations, which is not a memory load. So it is taking a lot of memory. It is wasting the lot of memory. For storing the file, one memory location will be sufficient, but it is taking the, if I had 100 variables with the value 5, it is taking the 100 memory location, which is not the sufficient one. Not the sufficient. Next, we will see in case of mutable memory, if I has 100 variables, if I has 100 variables with same values, with same values, then I require 100 memory locations. 100 memory locations. If I update if I update the value of any variable, if I update the value of any variable, then the content in the memory location is also updates, but reference does not change. So I am not changing. If I update the a value, the reference is not getting changed, but the content in the memory location is getting changed. The same thing I have given in the text. Now we will see what is immutable memory. Let's take same example. So I will take a is equal to 5 and 5 will be stored in some memory location. A is equal to 5 and then 5 will be stored in some memory location. Now A will refer to this location. Next I will say B is equal to 5. So now B also will refer to the same memory location. Like this, if I am having 100 variables, then 100 variables will refer to the same memory location. Now, what happens if I want to update the value? So now, if I want to go ahead and view A is equal to 10. So here, it will remove this reference. That means it will remove this wire. And 10 will be stored in some other location. It will refer to the same location. Now if I give D equal to 10, D also will refer to the same location. That means here I am not able to update the content in the memory location. In case of immutable memory, if I has 100 variables with same values, then 100 variables will refer to the same memory location. If I want to update if I want to update any variable, if I want to update any variable, then it removes the current reference current reference current reference of the variable. It removes the current reference of the variable and provides the reference to new memory location where value stores. In case of immutable memory, the content or values or data cannot be modified. Okay, so this is also one of the important interview question. What is mutable memory and what is immutable memory? So many times the answer is going to be mutable memory means it is updatable, it can be changeable, and immutable means it cannot be updatable. The example for the mutable is list. The example for the immutable is tuple. Example for the mutable is list. The example for the immutable is, that is the simplest answer, because if you give this answer what I have written here, that is also sufficient, but at the end try to conclude like saying it is changeable or modifiable and it is not changeable or modifiable, because the interviewer may not be aware of this much in depth. So based on the interviewer also we have to proceed. That is the reason if you provide this answer also, try to conclude at the end by simply saying mutable memory means it is changeable or modifiable or updatable. Immutable memory means it is not changeable, modifiable or updatable, not updatable. Clear everyone? Mahesh?
Yeah, clear.
Okay. So now I will enter into the tuple. So first I will create two empty tuples. A is equal to empty tuple, B is equal to empty tuple. Now I will give print id of A and print id of B. You can see both is having the same memory locations. Both are having the same memory location. That means both are referring to the same memory location, which is indicating that this is a immutable memory. Tuple uses the immutable memory. When you are using the immutable memory, it is not updatable. It is not updatable. So a tuple is a ordered ordered group of elements or values, elements are values which are separated by comma, all the elements are enclosed in angular brackets. It uses immutable memory. Now I will ask a simple question. A is equal to empty list, B equal to empty list, C equal to empty tuple, D equal to empty tuple, print A is B, print C is D. What is the output?
Okay. For the second one, true.
Second is true.
Maybe someone can answer for the first one.
Just now we have discussed
False.
false.
Maybe Deva or Magesh.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
previous also we have discussed that even though list has the same values, it contains the different memory locations. And now also we have discussed that tuple uses the immutable memory and list uses the mutable memory. So in case of immutable memory, even though values are same, their memory locations are different. I have given example. A is equal to 5, B is equal to 5. A is storing in some memory location and B is storing in some memory location, which is a mutable. So in those two perspectives, I can say A and B addresses are different. So is compares the addresses. So A is B, A and B addresses are different. So it is a false. In case of C and D, it is a immutable. Both addresses are same. In case of immutable, so it is a true. Just from the concepts which we have discussed in today's class only. Clear, everyone?
Yes, now.
Yeah. Now I will take A is equal to tuple of 10, 20, 30, print type of A. You can see it is a tuple. Let's say I am having list. List is equal to 30, 40, 50. Now I want to say convert into the tuple. I want to convert that into the tuple. I will say P is equal to tuple of B. Sorry, C is equal to tuple of B. If I print the C, you can see that it is a tuple. The list has been converted into the tuple. If you want to convert any other sequences into the tuple data type, you will be using the tuple of sequence. Next, indexing. Indexing is same as list. Indexing is same as list. Indexing is same as list. It supports both positive. It supports both positive and negative indexing. So I will take A is equal to tuple of 10 comma 20 comma 30. Now I will give print A of 1 and print A of minus 1. Print A of 1 and print A of minus 1. What will be the output? No one?
20, 30.
20, 30. At index 0, 10, index 1, 20, and index 2, 30. So at index 1 has 20, and while coming to minus 1, at minus 1, that is the last element, I has the 30. Now, can I say A of 1 equals to 40, print A. Now what will be the output?
Error.
Error. Because tuple uses the immutable memory where you cannot update the data. So what will happen in this scenario? Okay, let me proceed one more scenario. Can I give del A of 1 Mahesh?
No, I think no.
Yeah. When I say del A of 1, I am going to delete the element based on what is there at index 1. So which indicates that you are updating something. Let's say this is your index. So you had 10, 20, 30. If you delete the 20, 30 has to come to the index 1. That means you are updating the values. Which is not possible. It's not possible. Next, slicing. Slicing is also same as the list, but updation is not possible. Next, tuple methods. Before going for the tuple methods, I will look at the list methods. The list methods, dir of empty list. First method, if I ignore the double underscores, the first method I had is append. So in this scenario, will my list will get updated or not? Deva, if I use the append method, will my list will get updated or not? So I will say b is equal to empty list. Now when I say b dot append of 10, so initially I have taken the empty list, but after that, after using the append, if I use the b, it contains 10. It contains 10. That means it got updated. That means it got updated with a new value, which is nothing but the 10. So if I use the append, my list will get updated. So tuple will not support for any updates. Tuple will not support for any updates. That means tuple is not append is not supportable for the tuple. Append is not supportable in the tuple. Next, clear. That means you are clear in the complete list. So now I had B contains the 10. If I say B dot clear, and if I print B, it contains the list. Previously I had the 10, but 10 has been removed now. That means it is clearing the complete list. It is clearing the complete list. That means you are deleting the values. Deleting the values is nothing but updating thing. So clear is not possible. Clear is not possible in the tuple. Like this, you can compare method by method, and you can see what are the supportable methods that are required for tuple. So only count and index exits. Only count and index exits. Next, tuple operators is also same as the list operators. Tuple operators is also same as the list operators. Next, we have discussed list comprehension. Similarly, we had the tuple comprehension also, but that concept will say like a generators, which I will discuss later, not right now. So, whatever the topics we have discussed in the list, we have compared with the tuple. Both are almost same. In some cases, I would like to say that some features has been dismissed in the tuple compared to the list. In list, we had this many methods. In tuple, I had only 2 methods. In list, I can update the values using the index. In tuple, I cannot update the values using the index. Like this, some features has been missed. Like this, some features has been missed. Then why do we need the tuple? At what scenario it is required? Any example? Can anyone? So don't one.
If you don't want to modify any data, so if
Okay,
any critical report is there, if we just need to,
okay. That is the one answer. But I am the developer, right? So I can take care of how, where to modify my data, when to modify my data, or when to make my data constants, and all those things I can take care of it, as I am the developer. Because tuple is a memory and time efficient. Memory and time efficient. Let me see some example. I will take A is equal to tuple of 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma 40 comma python comma hello comma 60 comma 70 comma 80, 90. The same one I will take for B, but I will make B as a list. Let's calculate the size of the A and B. Import this, print of this dot get size of. Don't worry about this says what is get size of and all those things. I will discuss those things in the later classes. So for now I am trying to get the size. That is the only difference. You can see that A has used only 120 bytes, but B has used 136 bytes. A has used only 120 bytes, 136 bytes. That means list is taking a extra memory. List is taking extra memory. It is reasonable because it has to maintain some free space always, for the newly added upcoming values. There is a possibility to add the new values in future, so it has to maintain some free space always. That is the reason list uses the extra memory compared to the tuple. List uses the extra memory compared to the. Next, we will see one more example for the time. So I will say from import time it, from time it, import time it, print time it of, print time it of statement. It is used to check by executing some statement by 100 times or 1000 times or 1 crore times or etc. and check how much time it has taken. So now I am creating the list 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and I will give number equals to units, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000, lakhs, 10 lakhs. I am creating this list 10 lakh times and I am checking for the time. With the same values, I will create the tuple. So for the list, it has taken roughly 0.3 seconds, but for the tuple, you can see it has taken only 0.03 seconds. That means tuple is more time efficient. Tuple is more time efficient compared to the list. Tuple is more time efficient compared to the list. So can you tell me one example now where you can apply the list and tuple, where at least where you can apply the tuple? It's always constant, agree. But what type of constants? Days in a week, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So those are always fixed. So if I want to store days in a week, then I will prefer the tuple because tuple it takes less time to create it as well as takes less memory compared to the list. So that's the reason I always prefer the tuple to store the days in a week. Similarly, months in a year. Still, for storing days in a week, I can use the list, but list is not yet time and memory efficient. That is the reason if I want to store that type of data, I will opt for the tuple. Similarly, months in a year like January, February, March, April, May, June, etc. So for storing those data also, I always prefer the tuple. So just practice whatever we have done in case of list, like indexing, slicing, operators, etc. Just practice them in the tuple also for the tomorrow. And are you available tomorrow 6 o'clock morning?
Yes.
James?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, Naga.
Okay. So then tomorrow morning 6 o'clock we will have one more session. Okay, few
Okay.
days we will have
Okay.
morning session as well as the evening session. Mostly not on the Wednesday, I will be on the journey, but mostly from tomorrow, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and everything. At least for these 2 weeks, we will have two sessions: morning one session and evening one session. Is that okay?
Okay.
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 Yeah. Thank you. Deva, can you prepare your resume based on with the help of someone at least? If you have some points at least in your resume, I will try to modify that. Deva and Mahesh, I'm not saying you are expert, but uh, at least try to prepare some resumes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I will try to modify them slowly in my
Okay.
resume.
Okay.
Even James, you also.
Yeah, sure, Naga.
Yeah. Any doubts in the today's class?
No.
Okay. Then we will meet in tomorrow's morning session, 6 o'clock. In case if I forget, just give me a ring around 5:55, something like that. Generally, I will wake up by 5 only. But we are not having every day we are not having the class, right? In case if I forget, just give me a ring by 5:55. I will be available.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.